Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Blessings, blessings, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Hello, hello. Blessings. Hello, hello. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello. Let me tell y'all something. We outside today. I'm outside today. Empower Wise Power Hour. We're out here on the park. So come on in, come on in. Let me know where you're coming from so that I can shout you out. Hello, hello. I see you guys coming on in. Thank you for joining today. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for joining. I see you guys coming on in. Hello, hello. Welcome. California. You look so beautiful. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining. Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you. Philadelphia is in the house. Welcome. Glad to have you on today. Blessings, you guys. Make sure, let me tell you something. Make sure we out here on the park today. Make sure y'all hit me up in the chat. Hello, Oklahoma City is in the house. Welcome. I'm outside. So I want us to have a heart-to-heart conversation today. I had something else planned, you guys, but you know, sometimes you just need to be led, right? And be flexible. Thank you guys for joining. I see you guys coming in. Hello, hello, welcome. God bless you. I hope that you guys are having a blessed Tuesday. Thank you guys for coming on. This is still, you guys, Empower Wise Power Hour. Thank you guys for joining. Glad to have you guys here today. So Empower Wise Power Hour, you guys, is a transformative broadcast dedicated to equipping wives with invaluable insights for their spiritual and personal development. Through our engaging content, we strive to empower women to become powerful and confident wives, offering them essential information that will ignite positive transformation in their lives. Let me tell you something. I would just want to stress that we want to empower you to become powerful, confident wives, right? And so I think that really hit me today, or really hit me for the past couple of days, because I've just seen some stuff on, social media with wives, especially wives, dealing with infidelity in their marriage, and with their spouse. Look here, I just started on TikTok, probably about a month, right? Probably about a month. I started on TikTok, and everybody on there just pouring out their hearts concerning their lives and what they're going through. Of course, other things, but you all know what got my attention. How, everybody is talking about what they're going through. And I really was looking for some, people that really talk about marriage restoration and talking about, what women need to do to overcome this devastating situation. And today I want to talk about that. The pain is real, okay? The pain of fighting for your marriage, dealing with infidelity in your marriage, dealing with, the fact that what you thought was such a solid thing, you had a solid thing going on, isn't as solid as it was, not preparing for the pain of standing for your marriage. Because I know many of you, like me, said that you were going to fight for your marriage, but had absolutely no idea what that looks like, okay? You guys make sure that you are planning to attend my webinar, which is going to be, I think, it's September 21st. I want you guys to make sure, go ahead and register for that. Make sure that you are attending, because we are providing a roadmap to help you guys to understand what it is to fight for your marriage with biblical principles and strategies that will help you along the way. And so over the course of the month, being on social TikTok particularly, just seeing so many wives pour their hearts out and dealing with, you know, the stress of fighting for their marriage. But nobody wants to fight though. I haven't seen anyone that, while they're going through, just make the decision that they're going to fight for their marriage. And of course, you know, in the comments, everybody is like, you know, just move on. Just move on. You could get through this, you know. And like I said, the pain is real. The pain is real. The pain of death in the family is real. The pain of death to friends, relatives, associates is real. The pain of losing a job is real. The pain of going through health crisis is real. The pain of going through financial crisis is real. So this isn't, the pain isn't something that we don't face. I think that when it comes to marriage restoration, we don't count the cost of, you know, not fighting for your marriage versus fighting for your marriage. People are not counting the cost. We just look at a way of escape because of the pain that we're going through, right? People look at, hey, I'm hurting right now. Let me do what's best for me. I'm hurting right now. You know, I don't want my kids to see this. I'm hurting right now because, you know, I gotta teach my children that this is not okay. Let me tell you something. I wanna just, I was gonna say I want to stand here. I'm sitting outside, and I'm sitting by the park because I need some fresh air today. You know, I need some fresh air today, so I come out here in the park. But I just want to tell you guys that although what you are going through is painful, although this is probably going to be the worst pain that you ever experienced in your life, this is not going to be the death of you. It is not the death of you. It is not the end of your life. It is not the end of your existence. Your life do not stop here. You know, your life is not defined by what you're going through in this period, in this time, in this season. You know, this does not define you because you are going through whatever you're going through, okay? A lot of times the reason why people quit on their marriage and why they do not fight for their husband, because of the value that their husband have. You know, you want to see how valuable your husband is, or you want to see how valuable a husband is to a wife. Let's go through some afflictions. Let's go through some crisis. Then we're going to really tell how valuable your husband is, because we talk about a lot how our husbands, we love our husbands, and he is our heart, and he's our this, and he's our everything. But let's say that we're going to stick through there with them through thick or thin. Let's see if we're going to still be there for better or for worse. Let's see if we're going to still be there till death do us part. Let's see if we're going to still be there. And I think that, you know, a lot of people are talking about, y'all know, y'all seen a kingdom marriage, right? Marriage, you know, made by God, matched by God, ordained by God, right? And a lot of people think that that looks like never going through any trials, never going through any afflictions, never just having any type of opposition in your marriage. But let me tell you something, that is not so, right? That is not so, you guys, because the institution of marriage is set up and ordained by God. God put it into place. The Lord laid the foundation. The Lord said, this is the foundation between a man and a woman, you know, and come together and become one. This is what I have ordained for marriage, right? I don't think that God have, you know, to select A go with C, E go with D, G go with H. I don't believe that God has set it up that way. Just like many other things, there's laws and there's principles that have been set up in place, and if you obey the law, if you are guided by the principle, you will have the outcome, right? And so we want to see how valuable a husband is to a wife. Let's see crisis. Let's see fire. Let's see affliction. It's going to tell, because let me tell you all something. Half of the things that we do for our children, people don't ain't doing for their husband. Like, folk gonna jump off the cliff for their children, but they only gonna peep over the edge for their husbands. Let me tell you something. There have to be a change in that. There have to be a change in that, because guess what? At the end of the day, your children are going to become adults, and they're going to leave you, and they're going to go their way, and they're going to have their own family. We are paying too much attention to the pain that we're going through as if this is a lasting, it's a lifetime thing. It is not a lifetime thing. And yes, it is difficult. A lot of people say, Meltoria, this hard. I know this hard. I know this hard because I've been there. I've been in that ball game. I've had to do the first base, the second base, the third base, and the home stretch. I had to do it. So I know that it is hard. I know that it is difficult. But I also know that the pain don't last. I also know that trouble don't last always. We just have to make it through this time in the season that we're in. We have to become strong women. We gotta become strong women. We gotta stop being soft. Y'all, we gotta stop being soft. People be like, oh, he disrespected me. Okay, you are last. Oh, he said this about me. Okay, is it true? And if it's true, we gonna just fix it. We gonna just fix it. Because let me tell you something, after the encounters that I've had from people over the years, and what I have been told husbands have said, a lot of husbands ain't lie. They ain't lie, they just gone about the solution the wrong way. We got some bad attitudes. We gotta fix. That's why, a lot of people think that, crying out to God and weeping to God is going to fix it. Let me tell you something. The Bible said, above all, the heart is deceitful. Who can know it? And so we have, where we're following our hearts, what we feel in my heart. I feel this in my heart, and I feel this, and I don't feel like I should go through this. I don't feel like I should have to deal with this. I don't feel this, and I don't feel that. Let me tell you something. This is why you got to trust the Lord. And he said, trust him with his whole heart and lean not unto your own understanding. Because it is our own understanding that it has us in this realm of pride, because who am I to be dealing with this? I've been there, you guys, because listen here, for a while I was losing my whole mind, because I keep on looking at the other woman. I keep on comparing myself to her, right? As if there is a comparison. 9 out of 10 times there is no comparison. There's no comparison. There's 9 out of 10 times it's not an upgrade. Okay? I've had wives dealing with the fact that their husbands left a good-looking cherry wife for someone who looked at like they're about to take their last breath. I've spent months and nights just trying to alter, my appearance, because I'm trying to compare myself. Let me tell you something, woman of God. Let me tell you something, daughter of the King. You cannot be compared. Okay, first of all, you are a wife. Okay, that's not. We talk of that as if it's a small thing, right? We talk of just a wife, and just a wife. Okay, that's what God ordained. When God saw that there was a problem with all his creation, with all the marvelous work that he did, when he saw that there was a problem in his whole creation, and that was that man didn't have a companion. And what did he do? He did something very precious. He took up from the rib of man. Listen, a man was created from the dust of the ground. But woman, he took from the man, and he formed her, and he molded her, and he shaped her. Come on now. And he didn't give the man a girlfriend. He didn't give the man a mother. He didn't give the man a cousin or auntie. He gave him a wife. right? That's why the Bible talks about the Psalms 31 wife. She is far above rubies. Come on, somebody. And so when we find ourselves walking in these crises, we're holding our heads down as if we've done something wrong. No, you ain't do nothing wrong. No. You don't hold your head down. As a matter of fact, you hold your head up. Come on, you get up, dress up, look good, and you go on because you ain't the one that stepped out in your marriage. We out here holding our heads down as if we did something wrong. And then you want to say, oh, I probably ain't married the right person. Or he probably ain't the one God ordained for me. Listen here, again, I can tell you all, I don't believe God out here playing matchmaker. I believe that He's laid the foundation, He's laid the principles, and we are just ought to follow them and go and choose someone. He that finds a wife finds a good thing. Go then look. And if you choose someone that you want to marry, great. That's what the Bible says. He that finds a wife. When you look at, stories in the Bible, I remember, I think it was, Jacob and Abraham, when they sent out the servant, go and look for my son a wife. Go and look for one. Just don't get it from this people. Go and look. Go and find somebody for my son. Right? Don't find him a wife. Don't find him a sweetheart. Go and find my son a wife. Because you are a wife, God have purpose locked in your belly. As a matter of fact, there are some things that your husband will never accomplish. Because he discarded the woman. And let me tell you something. A lot of times, the wife carries the best interest of her husband in her womb. The best interest. I see the amazing things that my husband is doing. Right? I see the amazing things that my husband is doing. And let me tell you all something. Thankfully that my husband, he would say, honey, thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for standing. Thank you for your intercession. Thank you. Because why? It's the prayers, the intercession, standing and believing. Who God have placed in the womb of a woman. A man cannot bring forth a seed without a woman. Right? A man cannot bring forth a seed without a woman. So what happened? You had to give him a wife. Right? A man cannot, listen here, he will carry his seeds all the days of his life, but he will never bring forth a child without a womb. It's impossible. Right? And of course we know, wives ain't the only ones with womb, but how God ordained it, how God structured it to be. This is how I want it. So I want to encourage you today. Listen here, like I said, I know the pain, right? What we have to begin to do is not focus on the pain, right? But focus on the promise, right? Not focus on the pain. My God, could someone block this? Someone, he distracted me. Not focus on the pain, but focus on the promise. A lot of times, I don't give up on stuff because I know at the end of this, I got to see what at the end. I got to see what at the end. Lord, help me today. I got to see what's at the end of this road. I got to see what's at the end of this trial. I got to see what is at the end of this affliction. I got to see the prize, y'all. I got to see the prize. I gotta see what I had to go through this for. That's why you can't quit in your pits. I gotta see this through. Come on, somebody. Anybody out there say, well, I gotta see this through. Let me tell you something. The enemy will not fight you unless there's purpose locked on the inside of you. The enemy will not fight you unless there is purpose on the inside of you. The devil ain't gonna fight your marriage if it's not a threat to him. We always looking for the easy way out, right? I see a sister posted sometime this week, last week, I don't know, and she was saying, when she got married, she had this fairy tale in her mind, how her life was going to be, how her marriage was going to be, how her family was going to be. It was a fairy tale, but it is not working anything like that. I say, guess what? The dream is still the same. I say, sister, don't give up. The dream is still the same. You just got to fight for it. Anybody had an idea in their mind and what their life and what their family should have looked like? Anybody had an image in their head how you gonna grow old with your husband, travel the world, and just have a great time and have like 10 kids, a picket fence? Anybody had that dream? Listen here, the dream is still existing, but guess what? You just gotta fight for it. It is not going to be handed to you. As a matter of fact, because it's a dream, that's why the enemy gonna fight you, because you have the dream. And a lot of times we have these images and these dreams and these visions, and everything in life seems to go in a totally opposite direction. But what happened? We want to trash the dream. We want to trash the vision. We want to trash no, don't trash that. It's time to bring that dream, bring that vision to the forefront of your mind and begin to just reminisce on it, think on it, thank God for it, because the dream is still the same. You just got to fight for it. Remember my book, you guys? I talked about how, my life was going and I couldn't believe it. Right? I thought that I was the luckiest wife. I thought that I was the luckiest wife. Let me tell you something. I still am the luckiest wife. I still am the lucky. Yes, I had to go through what I gone through, but that don't change the fact that I am blessed. I am blessed in the city. I am blessed in the field. I am blessed going out. I'm blessed coming in. And you know something? My son, my oldest son, he's 23 now. He was 6 at the time. And let me tell you something. He's seeing some things a 6-year-old should not see. But let me tell you how that affected him. I remember when he was 17 years old, he sent a message to his father and he said, Daddy, I'm so proud of the man you become. I'm so proud to see. I want to be just like you. He said, I see you listen there. He saw him took care of his family. Yes, he saw us fight. Yes, he saw our marriage broken, but he saw us fight through the pain. And because of that, he is striving to be a great husband. He's striving to be a great father. He's striving to be the man that God has called him to be. Not because all he see was peaches and cream. Not because all he saw was butterflies and roses. But he saw struggle. He saw affliction. He saw adversity. But he saw victory. Come on, somebody. He saw victory. My son said to me, Mommy, I'm so proud of you. I see what you have gone through, and I see what you're doing. Mind you, these children, they don't say nothing, They don't say nothing. They sit and observe. And when we think they're too young to understand, they know exactly what's going on. We live in a different time, people. We're living in a different time. These ain't, us back in the day kids, but they ain't had no sense. These children, they have sense. A client of mine, I think her daughter's 5 or 6 years old, client of mine, and she's just trying to be discreet with everyone. She's with her daughter and just trying to keep them out of what's going on. And so one day, her daughter said, "Mommy, wear this dress. Wear this dress." And then she was so adamant about wear this dress. And so the mother wanted to know, "Well, why you want me to wear that dress?" She said, "Because Daddy, you look pretty in this dress. And Daddy treats you good when you're wearing this dress." Right? She was in shock because while she thinks she was covering and cloaking her daughter from what they was going through, listen here, these children, they see behind the lines, they see the cracks, right? And listen here, they see it. There are many times when, I tried to shelter what I was going through when I was hurting, try to dry up the tears so my son don't see and all that stuff. And let me tell you something, all I know is when my son come rub my back and say everything gonna be okay. That time I think I hiding something. Isn't it? Y'all ain't hiding nothing. Show your children how to go through the pain. Show your children how to rise above the adversity. Show your children how to not crack under pressure. Come on now. You gotta show your children. My husband, he loves to watch these like Animal Planet, and stuff like that. He likes to watch these nature things, right? And just the other day, we were watching something about, the bears, right? The polar bears. And all they do is they take their children. Listen here, first of all, the children have to see them hunt, right? They let the children come and look and show them how to hunt. Because one day, you're going to be on your own. One day, mommy ain't going to be here to do this for you. And it was a difficult season because the ice was melting pretty quickly. So, the seals that they would usually get out in the ice, they couldn't get it. They had to come into land. So, food that they needed wasn't readily available. But guess what? They had to see their mother make it through changing situations and circumstances. They look at how she survived. As a matter of fact, it's short about the tiger, right? The tiger, the tiger went and hunt. Right, so they had to watch. They watched from a distance. They watched the mother hunt, and they saw what she did. Every hunt wasn't a successful hunt, but they had to see her do it again until she get it right. Because why? They had to learn. The reason why we probably in the world that we living in today, because children ain't being trained. They're not being trained for hardship. They're not being trained for survival mode. We want to give them everything. Everything they need, we want to make it available. Listen here. My 9-year-old. Every day you pick him up from school. Can I get it right in? Can I get it right in? You know what I tell him? I said, listen here, son. You're doing a very good job spending money. It's about time you learn how to make money. I said, now you got to go pray and ask the Lord to give you an idea on how to make money. Because you ain't going to be spending what you ain't make no more. All right? And I told, again, my oldest son, he needed money. And I said, listen here. You got to start figuring out how to make money. I don't know about y'all. Right? I don't know about y'all, but these children, their mom and dad are entrepreneurs. You be an entrepreneurial spirit. It's always about how can we make money, right? And I believe that my children, they need to know, or they need to ask themselves, how can I make money, right? So we was in the car and I was like, you figured out how to make money yet? My 9-year-old say, geez, she telling you that too. Yeah, I tell him that. You all want to spend. Figure out how to make some money. So anyways, long story short, one day, my younger son, he come to me, he said, Mom, I have this chocolate bar. Can I sell this to my friend? I said, absolutely. Now, the chocolate bar only big so, and he wanted to sell it for $4. He wanted to sell a little chocolate bar. I said, now, no, son. The friend was willing to pay $4, but I said, that's not right, okay? Now, you got to figure out. So he started thinking, okay, can I sell the chocolate bar and this toy? Because he ain't want to let that go down $4. He ain't want to go down. I said, just sell it for $1. He ain't want to take the dollar. He want to figure out how he can get that $4, right? But what my point is, we have to train our children. Your children are going to grow up and they're going to face some of the things that you are facing. How they are going to handle it. Are they going to run? When they have, trouble in their marriage, is divorce going to be the answer? Is go and find somebody else going to be the answer? Is that what we're showing them? Let me tell you something. In the Caribbean, we're a little bit different. In the Caribbean, we're a little bit different, right? We a little bit different than America. And I know, Nigeria, the African nations, they are a little bit different. We handle things a little bit different. Now, I can tell you all the Caribbean attitude, right? The Caribbean woman attitude is, you ain't gonna mess with my husband. Now, some Caribbean women take it to the extent, I really thought, and sometimes I've thought back years, and I was thinking, like, if I didn't have an infant, how would I have reacted to finding out that my husband's faithful? It probably would have been a little different than I did, because I had an infant, and half of the things that I probably would have done if I hadn't had a little cup, I probably would act a little bit different. I thank God that was the situation, because I really didn't need to be acting a fool. But it's just the attitude that we have to have. And I touched on this, last week or so. I said, when we start having issues, folk be taking their husband down off their social media. Don't post anything about the husband no more. Take off your ring and change your last name. No, you got to be more bolder. Yes, you hurting. Yeah, this is a hurtful season, but you got to be more bolder. You gotta have a little bit more sauce, okay? That's why you have the other women out here strutting with your husband, because you ain't got no attitude. They comfortable with posting your husband up online, because you gonna shrink back in the shadows. You all up in your feelings, you crying, you hurting, so all of a sudden you disappear. No, sweetie, don't disappear. Yeah, you come out here, post them wedding pictures, post them throwbacks. Absolutely. Because no, you posting my husband, that's mine. You cannot, listen here, let me tell you something. Yours, I ain't get no notes today. I ain't get no fancy scripture today. Right? And don't get me wrong, we need scripture, right? I ain't fancy that today. I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation. Is it okay that I have a heart-to-heart conversation with y'all today? Because you know what someone told me? Someone said, Meltoria, you are good with, emotions. You get them emotional, You talk to their emotions. Listen, I'm tired of talking to y'all emotions. It's time to start and put action. It's time to put action together. It's time to do. Everybody just listening and hearing these good teachings, hearing these good videos, but no change, no transformation. My lords. Nobody executing. Listening from one video to the next. Just listening. When y'all start putting one foot ahead of the next. When it's time to actually doing something. When is it time to really progress? When? That ain't up to nobody but you. How much changes have you made in your daily life, in your daily routine? Or is it just go to work, come home, mope, and worry? and jump on YouTube and just listen to another testimony? How many days of that? When is there going to be change? And some people say, well, Mataria, I've been praying. Okay, you've been praying. Whatever strategy that you used didn't work. When you're going to reevaluate? Because see, I reevaluate my prayer time and strategy every year. Because I understand what brought me here, what brought me to this level. It cannot take me to the next level. So I have to shift. I have to change. I have to do something different. When you get to a new level, right? A different realm, a dimension. It requires new activity. You want new access? You got to be doing something different. And so there was a time where I was working to pray for an hour. Right? And I couldn't get past 1 hour for nothing in the world. And so I had a new goal to get to 3 hours. Listen here, I got to 3 hours probably or twice. So I said, you know what? What I doing here working to get to 3 hours? Let me cut it down. I gotta cut it down to about 2 hours. Right? I had to shift because what I was doing to get to that 3 hours, it wasn't kicking it. Because I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be. No, I ain't gonna cry into nobody. No, I ain't gonna say, I try, but it didn't work. No, I re-strategize, shuffle. Come on, somebody. Shuffle up. Switch up some things. Are you all hearing me today? Are you all hearing me today? Listen here. Let today be the day, the last time you talk about the pain. Let it be the last time. You're not the first. You're not the last. You're not going to. Come on now. The pain is only temporary. The pain is only temporary. You ever cut yourself? You ever cut yourself on your finger? What you do? You nurse that for a couple days, and then you stop even paying attention to that. Listen, when I was at the peak of dealing with, the illness that I was dealing with, I was, every couple minutes my husband asked me, how you doing? And I was like, I just didn't want to keep on saying that I wasn't okay. Because we already know that I wasn't okay. So I was like, you know what, honey? And I had to communicate this with him. I said, you know what, honey? We know this is what I deal in. And I don't want to keep on saying that I'm not okay. I don't want to keep on coming into agreement with I'm not okay. I don't want to keep on declaring that I'm not okay. So let's just know that I'm working through this, right? Because what? Life and death lies in the power of our tongue. And as I have talked in my previous video about the faith language, how we have to declare faith. We have to speak faith. And speaking faith is not declaring from where you are now, but declaring, you got to speak from future. You got to talk from the future. It is done. I am well. Oh, I doing okay. God is good. He is worthy to be praised. How you doing? All is well. Come on. How your husband? He is great. He is awesome. Come on, somebody. How many of y'all remember or how many of y'all been around, long enough that heard me say everything that I spoke about my husband, has manifested? How many of you have been around? Because I've said that before. I've wrote that in my books. You guys who are joining me for the first time, thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. I wrote it up in my book. There were things that I spoke over my husband. And I said, he is this and he is that. He will do this and he will do that. And let me tell you something. That was at the peak of my husband's nonsense. Okay, we was in the depth of his nonsense. Could I see what I was talking? Absolutely not. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see my husband loving me like Christ loved the church, because look here. He wasn't. He was treating me a whole different kind of way. Was it painful? It was. Did I cry? I sure did. I had bags underneath my eyes. When I was going through my marriage, infidelity in my marriage was the first time I really started wearing makeup. And look here, I wouldn't even leave the house without it. You know, at first, you know, for a long time, other than, you know, my wedding, I didn't really wear makeup. But look here, when you see me start going through, I needed a little boost. Because if any one of y'all could identify, I wasn't feeling beautiful. I wasn't feeling confident. Because how could this happen to me? So I had to do what I thought would help me feel good. Would help me feel confident, because why, it was only a season. Now, of course, you know, I just wear it now because I just love wearing it. Right? You cannot, we have to stop. You know what I say? I say, when you're going through issues, it could be infidelity, you guys, it could be dealing with addiction, you know, your husband, drug addiction, gambling, alcohol. It could be those things. It could be, you know, just a lack of love. It don't always have to be infidelity. It could be so much things that could cause you to be going through what you're going through right now. And I remember someone saying to me, well, you know, Meldoria, you know, I going through it like other people. Listen here, whatever it is, whatever your lane is, you know, because for one person, it was finances. For one, it's a infidelity. For one, it's a lack of affection. It's one lack. It could be anything. Whatever it is that has caused you to be here, where you're feeling down, where you're feeling hurt, where you're just not feeling it. Whatever it is, listen here. You have to fight through that. You will get through. You know, we have to reevaluate. And we're always going to go back to relationship with God. It's always going to go back to relationship with God. And let me tell you why it's going back to relationship with God is so important. Because when we have that relationship with God, we can understand really who we are. We can really understand the power that we have. We could understand that. We could grasp that. We could hold on to that. And then we can know with confidence at the end of the day, I don't care how crazy my husband act, I said, or God said, the word said, so it's going to be so. But, you know, when we don't have that relationship, we don't believe in who we are as children of God. We don't believe in the power that we have. We don't believe in what God has given us to overcome any situation. We don't believe it. And because of that, there is this lack of confidence, lack of hope, right? There's just so much lack. And then we think that what our husband say is gospel. Because why? It's because of the relationship that we've had. Because you trust your husband so much. You got to trust God that way. You got to trust him that way. When you can trust the Lord, you will know for sure that this pain is temporary. When you trust the Lord and what he say, you could rest assured that what you're going through is only a season. When you trust the Lord, you can cry on your pillow at night. But when you wake up in the morning, you have a newfound hope. You have a newfound joy. Because why? His mercies are new each day. And we know that all we got to do is last another day. All we got to do is make it through this day. Because guess what? The other day, the days ahead, it's going to look good. These are things that I have to do to encourage myself through the pain, through the disappointment, through the disrespect, through the hopelessness, through faithlessness. This is what I had to do to make it each day. I had to encourage myself, and I had to tell myself it's going to be okay. This, what you're going through, is only temporary. Why you got to feel this pain? Because you are, this is a part, the pain attaches you to your humanity. Because sometimes people think because you save and you are a follower of Christ that you don't got no feelings. People think that. That's why, idolatry get to take place. Because, you start looking at folks, and you see them operating in the power of God. And then you feel like they're superhuman. They're not. They're really not. They just understand the power of God that is at work in them. And so you have to understand and believe the power of God that is at work in you. And yes, you could be honest and say today, woman of God, I ain't there. It's fine. I wasn't always there. But now you just got to work to get there. You have to put in the time in prayer, put in the time in studying, put in the time and just understanding and getting knowledge and just, shifting your mindset and begin to train your thoughts and your work. You just have to work to get there. But you can't be at the starting line and say, oh, the finish line is ahead. Yeah, it's ahead. Or I don't see the finish line. Well, you ain't moved from the starting line yet. How you want to see the finish line and you ain't even moved from the start? In order to get up the staircase, you guys, right? You know you got to take the first step, right? You know you got to take step by step by step. And no matter how big the staircase is, if you take steps, you're going to make progress. If you don't care how big the staircase is, if you take steps, you will make progress. You have to push to prevail, but you will make progress. You will make progress. Don't complain about the pain, but push through the pain. Don't complain about the circumstances. Just push through them. That's how, hurricane season is just about over. I'm from the Bahamas. And, we really get hurricanes when hurricanes pass in. And growing up in that type of environment, it started, the first real hurricane that I really experienced in my younger days was Hurricane Andrew. And I don't know if you guys remember Hurricane Andrew. Hurricane Andrew was a very devastating hurricane at the time, before Dorian. And it was coming through the island, and everybody was just scrambling, and I was really afraid as a child, but I began to reflect on that. And I began to really think about going through the time of the night, you're listening to, the wind and, the rain beating up on your house. And guess what? In the midst of that, how I made it through? I just sit and wait out the storm. Just sit and wait till the storm pass by. Eat crackers. Eat crackers and bologna sausage and play game and eat chips. Come on, somebody. Was it scary? It certainly was scary. But there was no going around it. It was just going through it. And many of you are going through. Many of you are going through. And hear me good. You will get through. You will get through, right? Going through is movement. It is progress. And even though you're going through, God is with you. He's teaching you along the way. Are you going to learn? Is the question. Let me tell you something. I want to thank you guys for coming on today. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope that this has been a blessing. I hope that it encouraged someone. I hope it encouraged someone who is really going through a lot of pain right now, and you feel as if that it's just the end. Like, I don't know what I could do. I'm going to stop. I need to, probably let this thing go because it's so much pain. I want to encourage you. You don't have to let it go, because when you let it go, the pain's still going to be there. What you got to do is you got to make it through. You got to make it through. You got to see this thing through to the end of the road. You got to see what's in it for you. Why the enemy is fighting you so hard. Why the enemy is fighting you in the area of your marriage. Why is the enemy fighting you in the area of your finances? Why is the enemy fighting you in the area of your health? Why is the enemy fighting your children? There is something that he know that you ain't see yet. So you got to make sure that you hang around to see why. Why have I gone through this? I remember at about a 10-year mark, I remember saying to my husband, aha, I see why I went through what I went through. I see why that the Lord allowed me to go through. It was for a moment in time that I did not see. I did not see it until I was there. Nobody told me about it. I just saw it when I was there, and I was in the moment, and I saw lives being changed, and I saw lives being transformed, and I just saw how God was working, through my voice, through my trainings, through everything that I was doing. It was because of what I went through. So you're going through because of something. You just got to see it through. Let me tell you something. I remember saying before, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I said, Lord, keep the light. Just show me the end of the tunnel. So I want to encourage you, someone, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Let me tell you something. His grace is sufficient for you. Whatever you're going through, whatever the trial, whatever the affliction, his grace is sufficient for you. His grace is going to empower you to get through. His grace is going to empower you to see this through. His grace is going to empower you to make it day by day. His grace is going to empower you to keep your mind. His grace is going to empower you. All you got to do is hang in there and hang through. And remember to make progress. Listen here. Thank you guys for coming on Empowering Wise Power Hour. I want to ask you guys, listen, if you want to be a blessing to this channel, if you want to support what I'm doing here, make sure you go there and look here. You can give right here on YouTube. You could give stars. You can send see it through, YouTube, through the channel, if this has been a blessing to you. Or you can go to my website, www.empoweringwise.com. Make sure you guys sign up for my webinar, my upcoming webinar. And also, you guys, I'm looking for just 9 persons. I wanted to do 10 people. I got someone already who is looking for, an intimate coaching session with a group, in a group setting. I need just 9 more people to sign up. So if that is you, if you are interested, make sure send me an email, or you could go to empoweringwiseacademy.com and you can sign up there. It's a group session. Listen here, if anybody on here can let you know, my group sessions, you guys, is amazing, and it's at an all-time low. I'm doing it for an all-time low because of the season that we're in. I know that a lot of people are just going through, but I want to be here to support you through my coaching. So make sure you go to my website and take advantage of my coaching, take advantage of my training, take advantage of my courses. Whatever you do, don't stay stuck. Don't quit in the pit. You got to move forward. You got to advance. For those of you who are on today, make sure that when you come off, you just go on and just put a thumbs up on the video. Just let YouTube know that you watched this and it was a good video, so that YouTube can show it to some other people. You guys, thank you for coming on. I'm going to be back here on Thursday. Make sure that you make plans and joining me. For those of you for the first time, again, thank you. Make sure that you subscribe. Have an awesome day, y'all. Remember, don't quit in the pit.